AFC is stacked with teams that are all red hot right now. The Chiefs are on top at 8-1 and have won 3 straight. They're followed by the 7-2 Patriots, who won their 6th straight last night against the Packers. And then the Chargers won their 5th straight yesterday and are now at 6-2. We are joined by Fox NFL analyst Michael Vick. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm going to start with Shannon on this one. In your opinion, who's the best team in the AFC?
I still believe it's the Chiefs. They average 36 points a game. Patrick Mahomes is on pace for 50 touchdowns, over 5,100 passing yards. Kareem Hunt is third in the NFL in rush yards. Travis Kelce right now is the best tight end in football. And eventually, I just believe Justin Houston's going to come back. They get great pressure on one side with D Ford. Chris Jones has been unbelievable in the middle scale. Now you get Justin Houston to come off the edge on the other side. And so right now they have a 1-game lead. The Patriots have lost 2 games. The Patriots did beat Kansas City in Foxborough head-to-head. But all things being equal, I think the Chiefs are number 1, Patriots are number 2, Chargers 3, Steelers 4.
And your thought is?
I agree with Shannon in that order. He said exactly what I was going to say, from scoring offense to Kareem Hunt to Tyreek Hill being dynamic forces. Travis Kelce in his last 7 games have had at least 6 touchdown catches. This team is destined for greatness. They remind me of one of the young Philadelphia Eagles teams that Andy Reid had when Donovan McNabb was young. And
this is pre-you.
Yeah, pre-me.
Okay.
You know, 2002, 2003, when Donovan was young. Andy had him when he was just a young guy and was able to shape and mold him. And they did some really good things. 4 NFC championship games. And he really had Donovan's ear, where he could coach him. And Patrick is a very coachable guy. So it's no surprise that they're ranked, number 1 in scoring offense. Yes, the defense has had its problems, but once they get Justin Houston and Eric Berry back, that should become a tighter defensive unit. And I think, as of right now, and there's still, 8 more games to play, but this team is really in position to compete for the Super Bowl, and this might be Andy's year.
So, both of you are wrong, but that's okay. It happens on this show occasionally. So, Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes in Foxborough, and barely 43-40 after Mahomes scored 31 in the second half.
Yes.
Incredible. And last night, Tom Brady beat Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady at 41 still looks like Tom Brady to me. So I'm sticking with the Patriots because I'm looking at their closing schedule, and 4 of the last 7 games are against the AFC least. And
You proud of that?
No, I'm not. I'm just, in fact, I love that for their sake because that's pretty easy. Now, they got their annual hell trip late in the year to Miami, and they tend to blow that game because it's hot down there. I don't think so either. I just don't think so either. Not this time.
The Dolphins on the road right now. I mean, they're finding their way. Pulling some games out, and they always get the Patriots trouble.
Mike, we're right here.
Always.
We see a thing.
I feel you. They always get the Patriots trouble.
Okay, so here's the Patriots' closing schedule. They go to Tennessee next week, and they can probably win that game. Again, Tennessee's not easy, 3rd best defense in pro football, but then they have a bye at Jets. I think they can pull that off. Then they get Miami at home, I think. At Miami, we talked about it. Then comes the annual trip to Pittsburgh. Seems like they go to Pittsburgh every year sometime in December. And they own Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, but at some point, could Pittsburgh just say, we've had enough of this? Could be this team's good enough to do that with James Conner. But then they close against the Bills and the Jets. I think they got a chance to win out.
Yes, so do I.
Okay, if they do, that's 14-2. Is Kansas City going to win out and keep that 1-game lead?
Probably
because home field would go to
New England because they beat them head-to-head. But if you look at... Go ahead, Mike.
No, my thing is, who's going to stop Kansas City's offense? Yes, the defense has struggled, but when you can score 30-plus points a game, you know that the defense only has to go in and get 2 or 3 stops.
Okay, I agree. But the only way to stop them is the way New England stopped them in the first half because the kid made a couple of mistakes, didn't he?
Yeah, red zone.
Okay, and he's just a kid. This is his first year starting, and you know how that feels? It just gets crazy. Once it starts getting cold up there and they start throwing stuff at you and they start figuring out, well, here's one thing you don't do that great. Okay.
But you have to look at the Kansas City and what Mahomes has done. They won't gone to San Diego. They've gone to. They come to L.A. beat Phillip Rivers, and he's went to Pittsburgh and beat Big Ben.
He did.
So that's kudos. Like I said, I believe that game against the Rams in Mexico City, that has all the makings of a 51-48 or 45-48 type ball game.
Yep.
And that's what it could come down to. That Skip. Both of these teams could easily finish 14-2, but New England, because they beat Kansas City head to head, would own the tiebreaker, and then the AFC, everything would have to go through Foxborough. But this kid has the type of arm talent that he'll take elements out of it. Doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's windy, he can throw through that. If it's snow, it don't normally rain that late. Now, it might get some rain in Kansas City, but this dude is special. And with that running attack, they can run it, they can throw it, because
from different ways.
Kareem Hunt is really like Brian Westbrook, but he's a better runner of the ball. He can catch it. They did a lot more with Brian down the field than what they do with Kareem Hunt. But as far as running the football, this kid's special.
That's why I make the comparison to this team being like one of the older Philadelphia Eagles teams when Andy first started. Not defensively, because you don't have a guy where you have Eric Bragg, who is similar to Brian Dawkins, but two totally different players. But they look the same, and they could definitely do the same things that Philadelphia did back then, and even take it a step further, because Patrick Mahomes is not going to make those mistakes. I don't see him making a ton of mistakes.
Better early career quarterback, Donovan or Patrick now?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Really?
Patrick.
Well, listen, Donovan was really
But here's the thing. But Skip, early his second year, Andy didn't give Donovan the reins like he's giving Patrick Mahomes. So he kept Donovan under wraps for at least 3 to 4 years. He basically turned the kids, okay, kid, go do it.
He does. But listen, Donovan, not that he wasn't Michael Vick, but he could fly, man. He could take off and really run it.
I used to pick Andy's brain about the things that he did with Donovan that made him so special when he was young. And he shared a couple secrets and told me some things that surprised me, but he's completely opened the floodgates for Patrick. So it's more responsibility on him.
Yeah, and Donovan never had this kind of talent. You look at what this kid's got to work with, and is it going to happen for the foreseeable future? Sky's the limit. I mean, he might throw for 50 and 5,000, Skip, but it might not be the last time he throw for 50 and 5,000.
I mean, Donovan was throwing to Fred X. Remember that?
Man, Freddie hands.
Yeah.
Man, if I had them hands, I'll cut them off. Man, Freddie could catch. He had Todd Stinkster.
I can catch better than Freddie.
Yeah, man, he had some mess.
Westbrook was the go-to.
That's it.
That was the offense.
But against Brett Favre, it was 4th and 20-something?
Yeah, 4th and 27, 4th and 22, something like that.
The only catch he had.
Yeah. They were bad.
Well,
and then T.O. came in and changed life, and then...
for a little while.
Yep.
Well, so you still love the Chargers, though, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Oh,
them big Super Bowl pick. But think about it, Skip. They got big receivers. All those big guys. Keenan Allen is at it again.
Okay, well, they
and Melvin Gordon.
They get a
got
chance.
a good defense.
Yeah.
They get to go to Kansas
They got to get Bosa back. They got to get Bosa. Because right now, they don't want to sacrifice the back end. When you get Bosa on one side, Ingram on the other, Legion in the middle, okay, you got something. But they got to get Bosa back.
So are you giving up on them
No.
in Kansas City?
No. Skip, you asked me right now.
I didn't ask you anything.
Yeah, what you asked? Who's the best team in the AFC? The best team in the AFC, right, to me, is Kansas City.
New England, right?
No.
You just saw them on display last night.
I saw Kansas City. Did you see what Kansas City did to Cleveland?
To Cleveland?
Yeah.
To Cleveland, they're
Yeah.
decimated.
Whoa, decimated.
They did exactly what you thought they would do.
They lost Denzel Ward. They didn't have anybody.
They could have had Denzel Ward. They could have had Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
and they still would have took that in. Hold on. But you didn't think, you remember when Oklahoma, when they had all the weapons and they played Texas Tech?
I know.
And the shoe was on the other foot. Oh, Baker. Look at Baker Mayfield.
I wanted to read
now,
that route.
old Pat Mahomes boy got all these weapons and he gave it to him.
He had weapons at Tech, too.
Yeah.
He threw for 734.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns. Oh, they had a great week of practice. They've had their best week of practice. I can't tell. Are they going to blame that loss on you?
Well, if you put Baker over on the other side and give him those weapons,
Don't do that, Skip. You ain't say that.
Coaching is everything.
Yeah.
Coaching is everything.
Listen to this.
Oh,
Listen to this.
you didn't say that. You didn't say that. If you put Pat Mahomes on Oklahoma and put Baker over there, it'd have been the same thing. I ain't hear you say that.
You know what?
Jenny.
You know what? I would have picked Baker in that game.
Oh, you
for
would
Tech.
have. You better stop playing.
Neither one of them played any
Patrick Mahomes'
defense.
arm strength allows you to do so much more on the offense. It's
Baker's got a wing, man. He can.
Baker's going to be
Baker's
just
hot.
fine, Shannon.
Yep.
Just fine. Baker's going to be fine.
Baker played well yesterday.
Yeah, old Pat Mahomes gonna be fine too.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Michael, thank you for being here.